Okay, fellas, here we are again. Another chance to take on Young Boys. We can beat these Wankdorfers. I know we can. It's time for some payback from last year. Come on, boys. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 75 of Husavik Heroes here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well, and coming up in today's episode we have the Champions League playoff for the second straight season against Young Boys from Switzerland. We will also have a draw off the back of that, and as you can see on the screen we've got a youth intake as well. We won't spend too long on this one though for reasons, but if you are looking forward to today's episode then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But we are starting off today's episode with this year's youth intake, and yet again it is awful. We have got just the one player with 3-star potential, that is Anna Sigurdarsson. He is a midfielder who looks decent. Bravery is quite good, so could be quite useful potentially as a DM, looking at his tackling as well. But apart from that, this is a really bad youth intake, which is really frustrating because we were told this would be quite a good intake. It's now been a couple of seasons since we upgraded the youth facilities quite significantly here at Völsungur, and we are yet to see any real benefit from doing that. So a really disappointing youth intake for us this time around, not the way that we wanted to start off today's episode. But yeah, it's going to be another year of waiting for a proper breakout talent to come through our youth system here at Völsungur. But we have played absolutely no games since the end of last week when we did take on FC into Turku of Finland. If you missed that episode, I'll leave a link to it above my head in the top right corner. We have no injury concerns of the players who are registered at the club, and we take on a team who we only missed out on at this stage last season due to a penalty shootout. Patrick Nygaard with the crucial penalty miss that time around. We've got a stronger team this time around. Everyone, as I said, fit and available, and hopefully we can get over the line this time and find our way into the Champions League group stage for the second time in the save. The first leg is away from home, so we'll come back shortly from Wankdorf and see what we can do in this away leg. And we do have TV coverage for the first leg of this Champions League playoff. There is the Young Boys team. It's a team that we are very familiar with these days, and it looks quite similar to the team that which we did take on in the playoff last season. There is our team, no changes since the end of last week at full strength. A good benching coming into this on some really good form of late. Hopefully we can pick something up here in this away leg, and we do have a highlight straight from the kickoff, and we are in possession, so hopefully this is a hot start for us. This is exactly what we would be after. We are in the green and Young Boys in the yellow and black, our traditional uniforms for both teams. It's a nice ball there from Arnason for Benjamin Rubio. Takes that round the goalkeeper. Benjamin Rubio inside 30 seconds. Puts that into the top left corner, and it is Völsungur 1, Young Boys 0 here at Wankdorf, and that is exactly what we were after. It's a nice ball there from Porstein. Arnason Rubio just gets in behind the defence, takes that to the left-hand side of the goalkeeper, beats him at his near post. 1-0 Völsungur very early in the away leg. And we had to wait up till the 28-minute mark for our second highlight of this one. Nothing has happened since that opening goal. Looking the more dominant team stats-wise, we have picked up a few yellow cards on that. Some terrible passing, Young Boys. Great chance there for Vincent, but absolutely duffs his shot there. That was a great chance for them to get this back at all square, but it is still 1-0 Völsungur, 15 minutes shy of half-time. And that is half-time in this one. Just those two highlights, a good chance for both teams. Luckily, Young Boys really didn't make the most of that chance that we did give them, and we do go into the sheds 1-0 up. Stats-wise, things did even up quite considerably late in that first half. Hopefully, we can wrestle back that momentum throughout this second half, but we are going to make a few changes. Corbo on a yellow card and struggling, so a Fosu to come on for him. And Patrick Nygaard picked up a little bit of a niggly injury late in that first half. We'll check on that after this game, but Pat Ainscough to come on for him. So there'll be two of our subs used here halfway through this first leg, but so far going pretty well away from home. We are 1-0 up halfway through the away leg. And 4 minutes into the second half, it is a throw-in here for Young Boys, and they just get inside our half briefly, and now they do properly, trying to get something going here down this left-hand side. We try and peg them in here, but they do have some good short passing going on, albeit Mbiyamba with a good interception, albeit that's a really poor clearance from him, and they are back on the attack here. Our Young Boys, although Fosu with a good header fresh off the bench for the second half, and we try and get something going here, potentially on the counter-attack. A 2-0 lead would be absolutely brilliant in this away leg, and Pat Ainscough also fresh off the bench down this right-hand side. Switches play out to Alejandro Meza, back for Galtason. Nicolucci, nice ball here for Ainscough. He tucks that away into the left-hand side. A goal. It will be a VAR check, but that would be a brilliant start yet again to the second half to be 2-0 up in the away leg. We are waiting for VAR, and the goal has been disallowed. That is disappointing. We will just wait and see just how close this one was. It is very close, but by the naked eye, he does look just a little bit offside, so it does remain 1-0 Völsungur just after the 50-minute mark. And not long off the back of that highlight, I think we're going to make our last change. Frederick Larson, yellow card, 6.3 rating. I think we'll try Sergio Cadena out on that left-hand side. That is all our subs used with just under 40 minutes left, but we do still hold a 1-goal advantage. 58 minutes gone. We start this one off with a goal kick to Young Boys as they do look to play out from the back. They are still after a goal in this home league, and you would think that they will need one. Otherwise, things will be tough for them. They try and get him behind there after that interception on Ian Carlo. Luckily, Galtason is there to tidy things up, and now Sarah Fellini hoofs that deep, albeit Rubio doesn't really chase it up, and Young Boys get the chance to play out from the back as we start to press them a little bit more. But Allah down this right-hand side just gets in behind our defence, puts one into the mixer, and our defence failed to deal with it. That is a very soft goal to concede, and it is 1-1 here right on the hour mark, and they are back in this. Young Boys, we potentially still have the advantage having an away goal going into the home league. Not that away goals mean too much, but one of our defenders there really should have dealt with that as I try and click on him to figure out who it is, but I just can't get it quite right, and it is 1-1 here with just under a half hour to go. 64 minutes gone here. It's a throw in our favour. You will notice Porstein Arnason has an orange injury symbol. That's a little bit of a tight calf, and we have used all of our substitutions with a few players not performing as well as they are capable of, so he's just going to have to tough it out for the rest of this game. That was a great chance there for Young Boys to get two on the board, but a good save from Sarah Fellini keeps it to 1-1 with 24 minutes left of the away league. 74 minutes gone. We were on the attack there, but Young Boys do clear that through their goalkeeper, but Ian Carlo to tidy things up. They are starting to dominate this game stats-wise, so hopefully we can get a bit of momentum back in this highlight. Some good short passing. Cadena down the left-hand side. It was a tight angle. Forces a good save there out of Von Bolmos, and that is the highlight ending, although we do have the throw-in straight off the back of that Cadena just inside the box back for Alejandro Meza. Can we get it to 2-1 in the away leg, which would be one heck of a scoreline? Nice ball there towards the far post. Unfortunately, Ainscough can't quite get his head on the end of that, and we now look to mount yet another attack. Arnason just outside the box, back for Nicolucci Caviglia. He starts to make some way down this right-hand side. Ian Carlo back in for Caviglia. Tries to square it for Rubio. It's a block shot. So a few good chances for us there. Still locked up with 12 minutes left. And with 10 minutes left, it's another highlight. Young Boys hoof that deep, and we are able to tidy things up as they try and get something going there down the left-hand side. And now we try and do exactly the same. Nice ball there from Arnason. Cadena is in behind, and that is a foul. And this should be a second yellow card here for Hefty, and this gives us a great chance to try and get a winning goal inside these last 10 minutes. Young Boys are down to 10 men. We have a free kick. Fosu gets his head on the end of that. It comes off the underside of the crossbar, and we might be 2-1 up immediately after Young Boys pick up a red card. That could be a vital moment in this tie, and the goal is awarded. What a moment. That red card is a Fosu off the bench with a really well-placed header. It is 2-1 Völsungur in the away leg with 9 minutes left. And up to the 89-minute mark, it is a throw-in here for Young Boys as they try and equalise, albeit might be tough for them with 10 men on the pitch. And it's a great interception there from Galtason. and Rubio with a great chance to make it 3-1. His shot comes off the upright. That would have been a great scoreline to take back into the home league. There's a few people out there picking up injuries in this one as well, so that could have some impact on the leg that we do have coming up at the Laogadas Villa, I believe this one is, but that is a really good result to take into the home league. It was a pretty even game. We got off to an absolute flyer thanks to that Rubio goal. We conceded one in the second half, but that red card and that subsequent goal from the free kick proved oh so important from Samuel Afosu, and we will go into the home league with a 1-goal advantage as we try and make our way into the group stages of the Champions League. We do need to check on that Patrick Nygaard injury as well, of course, as the Arneson one, which he did play through, but we are very happy with how this is going so far, and we'll check on those injuries before we do get into that second leg at home. And we are back in the inbox off the back of that first leg win. Just having a quick look here at the injury Cedric Zesica suffered here for Young Boys. We'll just go and have a look at his current medical report, and he has a broken ankle. He is out for 4 to 5 months, and he is a decent player for Young Boys, 3.5-star current ability at least, as well as potential for the Young Boys centre-backs. So that could give us a real leg up going into that home league, albeit we do have that 2-1 lead that we could potentially sit on. Hopefully we can improve on that though in the home league. But the injuries on our front, Patrick Nygaard has a bruised thigh. We will leave that to the physio, out for 6 to 8 days. That is exactly around about the time frame we do have going into that second leg against Young Boys. So hopefully he will be able to play in that one, at least get for a half of football, and we can bring Ainscough off the bench again. And poor Stein Arneson, just a tight calf. He was okay despite playing through that, only out for 1 to 3 days. He will also be okay for the second leg, so we should be fine injury-wise. Young Boys have suffered a serious one, so that could also tilt in our favour as well as the scoreline, and we'll come back shortly for that second leg from the Laogadas Villa. And here are the team sheets for the second leg. No TV coverage this time around. We are putting out exactly the same lineup as the first leg. Arneson obviously recovered, as did Nygaard. He might be a little bit more iffy to get through the whole game, so we'll just have to keep an eye out on that. Pat Ainscough could get some minutes quite early off the bench in this one, but it is exactly the same squad as the first leg. Young Boys will have been forced into at least one change because of that injury that they did suffer in the first leg, but let's hope we can hold on to this lead and make our way through to the Champions League group stages for the second time in this save. 7 minutes gone, we have our first highlight of our home league. Patrick Nygaard puts that in for Gabriel Corbo at the near post. It just goes over the bar though. Frederick Larsen did pick up an early little knock, so that's something to also keep an eye out on. We might be forced into some early changes of both of our wingers in this game, but after 15 minutes, still 0-0 on the day. We are 1 goal up on aggregate. Up to the 31-minute mark, we do have a free kick, just slightly edging things stats-wise so far. Hopefully, we get some reward for that shortly, and we do. Poor Stein Arneson at the far post. They had no one there to mark him, really. The goalkeeper stayed at his near post and got caught out there, and that is exactly what we were after. We do now have a 2-goal advantage. That is an easy one for poor Stein Arneson, and we go 3-1 up on aggregate, about 10 minutes shy of half-time in the second leg. And not long off the back of that opening goal in this leg, we are back on the attack, albeit slightly fortunately there. Frederick Larsen nearly missing out on the ball, but Rubio puts Nygaard in behind. What can he do here as he waits for some support? Switches that out to Alejandro Meza, who was a fair way away there, but Nicolosi Caviglia is now on the ball. It's a lovely ball there for Frederick Larsen from Galtason, and that might put us 2-0 up on the day, 4-1 up on aggregate. We wait for VAR to check, and the goal does stand, as you can see there, next to the scoreboard, and we are now 3 goals up, 2 goals up on the day, and it looks like we are getting payback indeed. That is a gorgeous ball from Galtason to slot Larsen through. 4-1 up on aggregate, just shy of half-time in the second leg. And that is half-time in the second leg. Very happy with how this is going. We are 3 goals up. We should be pretty safe here to be making our way through to the group stages of the Champions League and get some well-deserved payback on Young Boys after missing out on these guys on penalties at this stage last season. We are going to make 2 changes yet again at half-time. Both Nygaard and Larson did fall to red hearts right before half time. So I think we're in a position where we can take those guys off and bring on Cadena for Larson and Ainscough for Nygaard. But very happy with how this is going. 4-1 up with 45 minutes left of this Champions League playoff. First highlight here of the second half is a corner to Young Boys. They put that right into the mixer and Kamara just puts that over the bar. That is exactly what they needed early in the second half, but we are still 3 goals up on aggregate. And up to the 61-minute mark, another corner here for Young Boys. Fastnack tries to get his head on the end of that, but Arneson will try and get something going here for us on the counter-attack and shifts it out to Pat Ainscough down the right-hand side, takes it towards the corner flag, far post for Cadena. His here is just on the wrong side of the post, and we still hold a 3-goal lead. And up to the 65-minute mark, we do have a throw in, one more goal, and I think that would put things to bed. Alejandro Meza puts this into the mixer. It was Cadena hitting that back for Nicolosi Caviglia, but he does get the ball back, tries to put it back into the mixer a few times, but we do keep possession from the deflection, and Nicolosi Caviglia right on the edge of the box tries to find Rubio. Good work there from Galtason to keep possession for us, and we'll see what happens as we hold the ball just outside the box. Ian Carlo back for Nicolosi, Rubio in tight space back for Galtason, who's been pretty good over both legs so far. Nicolosi, great chance here for Ainscough, forces a good save there out of Von Bormus, but we will have a corner, and we'll see what happens off the back of this one with only 25 minutes left. Gabriel Corbo, far post, and Cadena tries to slide tackle that into the back of the net, nearly pulls it off, and we are still 3 goals up, but yet again we are on the attack here as Young Boys don't do very well off that clearance, and Cadena is going to get to that ball on the edge of the box, flicks it out to Pat Ainscough just inside the box. What will he do? Back for Carlo. Nicolosi will run onto that, bury it in the bottom right corner, and that should be all she wrote. We are 3-0 up now with just over 20 minutes left. 4 goals up on aggregate, and we are looking very, very good in the home leg this year. Of course, draws in both legs last time around before Patrick Nygaard did miss that penalty. That is a really well-worked goal. Good finish there by Nicolosi Caviglia. And we are 4 goals up with 20 minutes left, and we are going to make our last substitution. Porstein Arneson down to a red heart buyer to come on for him. In a strong position, though, with just under 20 minutes left. 78 minutes gone, and we are in possession again, just trying to hold on here for the last 12 minutes, make sure that we can win this on the day as well as the tie overall, because so far we are yet to lose a game in European qualifying this season. If we can keep that up, that would be nice. Unfortunately, though, Young Boys are going to get a goal back there through Mashak Alaya. They nearly got that past Sarah Fellaini at the near post. Unfortunately, it was just a bit of a soft giveaway there from one of our defenders. They put a nice ball into the mixer here. It comes off the post from Vincent, but Alaya is there at the far post to tuck that away, but we are still looking pretty good here. 3 goals up with just over 10 minutes left. And inside the last minute of added time in this one is a goal kick to us. We look to hold possession and hold on to the win in this home league to go alongside the away league, but it is safe to say that we are through to the Champions League group stages for the second time in this save, albeit Young Boys do look to come home with a wet sail when it is far too late. The player who assisted the first goal, interesting slide tackle there from Mbayamba, but we do get possession back and might get something going here on the counter-attack. That's a really nice ball that from Ainscough to Rubio just outside the box. What can he do? Tries to pick out Cadena, but they head that back to the goalkeeper, does this goal scorer and Alaya there back to Von Bormus. They pump that deep, and Young Boys do get possession, and Same from a really tight angle. That is a wonderful finish from Jan Pierre and Same, and they do get it to 3-2 on the day, 5-3 on aggregate, but that still looks like a little bit of a case of too little, too late, and hopefully we can hold on here to make sure that we win all of our qualifying games in Europe this season. We will just wait and see what happens from the restart here, and if there's any more highlights. And indeed, that is full time. We go through European qualifying unbeaten, a 3-2 win to back up our 2-1 win in the away league, and we do get payback on Young Boys. We do have a Champions League draw to look forward to, having beaten these guys 5-3 on aggregate, and we'll come back shortly and see who we do get in the group stages of the Champions League. And back in the inbox, about to get into the group draw here for the Champions League. A quick look at what happened in the other playoffs. Feyenoord defeated Lask and Sporting defeated Standard Liège on the league path side of the draw. And in the other Champions path games, Shakhtar absolutely doing a number on FCSB. Sparta Prague going through over Dynamo Zagreb, and Olympiacos go through over Rangers after picking up a 2-0 win after being a goal down after the first leg. So those other teams that have made their way through European qualifying this season in the Champions League. We will also have a quick look here at the coefficient, just because I'm kind of curious, and it has bumped up to a 3.5. So we are already in a very strong position to hopefully make our way into that top 15 this season, depending on the results that we can get once the Champions League group stage does start, and hopefully in the knockouts of a European competition. But we do make our way into the Champions League draw for the second time in this save. We did play a game in between those Champions League playoff ones. It was a home game in the league against Kordringer. That is the team who so far has been the only one to take points off us this season. But at home, we did pick up a pretty comprehensive 3-0 win. Melcy Martins with an early first half goal, and Bjarkason with a double in the second half. And that means we are now quite close to sealing the title. Having a look at points, we are 3 clear of HK, but we do have 3 games in hand as well. If we can win all of those games, I think we will only need 1 more win to secure the title off the back of that. But in a very strong position domestically, and straight off the back of this game, we do have a Malka Bikeren semi-final as well, so we could potentially be on for another domestic quadruple. But it is time for us to have the UEFA Champions League group stage draw, and you can see we are seeded third, so exactly like we were in the Europa League last time around. I don't think we're going to be quite as annoyed if we get a tough draw in this competition, considering that it is the Champions League. We will go and have a look at the other teams who are in the group stages of the Champions League and in which pot. Having a look at pot 1, we have PSG, Bayern, Real Madrid, Ajax, Liverpool, Man City, Inter, and somewhat surprisingly, Lokomotiv Moscow. That is a very interesting team to beat in the top pot. Down to the second pot, Man United, Juventus, Barcelona, Lille, Arsenal, Milan, RB Leipzig, and Porto. That is a pretty deep second pot. The third pot, we don't need to worry about this one too much, but we just sneak in there as the lowest ranked of the third pot teams. Nice to see Napoli in there, so we cannot get those guys like we have when we've been in the group stages of most prior European competitions. And the fourth pot, Olympiacos, Sporting, Feyenoord, Augsburg, Sparta Prague, Real Sociedad, Anderlecht, and Freiburg, of course, Anderlecht we do have some history with, but we'll get through this draw, come back when we're about to enter the third pot, and see which groups potentially look the most interesting. And here we are about to enter the third pot for this Champions League draw. Having a quick look through the groups, they all look pretty strong, but I think it's fair to say Group B is looking a little bit weaker than all of the others at the moment. So if we could somehow find our way into that group, that would be very nice, albeit chances of that not very high. It's a 1 in 8 chance, so we will see exactly which group we do get into. It's probably going to be tough no matter which group we end up in, but out of those, as I said, I think Group B is looking like the weakest, but we will start to draw the teams individually from here on out and see where our name does pop out. And we do the first one, and we get Group A just like we did last season in the Europa League, and unfortunately, that could end up being quite tough. We have got Manchester City and Barcelona. This is going to be a really good test to see how good we actually are. Interesting to see that Napoli get Group B. Of course they do. We'll just get through the rest of this draw and see who we do get as the fourth seed. And it is Anderlecht, and that is one that we can be a little bit happier about. Of course, Anderlecht is a team who we did beat earlier this domestic season in the Conference League quarterfinals, thanks to a 5-goal effort from Benjamin Rubio in the first leg. So I think Anderlecht are a team who we certainly could get the better of, but I think that might be the best that we can do this time around. It looks like a group where we are going to be probably hoping that we can finish third and just needing to get points against Anderlecht the 2 times that we play those guys, because Manchester City and Barcelona are going to be red hot favourites to get out of that group, and we'll make our way down just in case you did miss the other groups and how they do look. Group B would have been quite nice. That looks like a weaker group compared to all of the others, but it wasn't to be, and we will have to take on Anderlecht, Manchester City, and Barcelona. So that is going to be a very interesting group stage coming up. A tough group, albeit I do think we should be able to get the better of Anderlecht based on what we did to those guys in the Conference League quarterfinals. But that will do it for today's episode. We've made our way through to the Champions League group stage. That does mean a good cash injection for the club as well, but we have got a bit of a tough group. Probably going to be hoping to finish third yet again and make our way down into the Europa League knockouts, considering the teams who we have been drawn against. In terms of when we will come back for tomorrow's episode, we will definitely come back for the first game of the Champions League group, and it is a massive one. If we do want to find our way out of this group, it is almost must win, taking on Anderlecht at home. Of course, we did beat these guys quite comprehensively earlier this season. As you can see there, 6-1 in the home leg of that quarterfinal. That was a game when Rubio absolutely caught fire. It did allow us to rest some players going into that second leg away from home, but that is a game I would highly expect us to win, and we do need to win it if we want to have any chance, I think, of getting out of that Champions League group. So we'll come back tomorrow for that game. Hopefully by then we might have wrapped up the Islands-Dieldon title, and if things go to plan, we should also have a Malka-Bikeren final off the back of that Champions League group game if we can get past Akrones, which you would expect of us, and we will hopefully be meeting one of Breidablik or Glotter from the second division in the Malka-Bikeren final in tomorrow's episode as well. So I think that's what will end up happening. Hopefully that Malka-Bikeren final do go alongside that game in the Champions League against Anderlecht, which, as I said, is pretty much must win considering the group which we do have. But if you did enjoy today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. And until tomorrow, when we start our Champions League group stage against Anderlecht and hopefully try and make it 3 Malka-Bikeren Icelandic Cups in a row, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.